What's up, guys? Maestro Megatron here. Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is the best moments of Friday the 13th, Part 6. Jason Lives. This is my second favorite Friday the 13th in the series. It come out in 1986, was directed by Tom McLaughlin, and to me, it's probably one of the best directed ones. I love the direction. I love the story in this. Tom McLaughlin also wrote the screenplay and the story for it. This one is a great one, and even better, it actually brings back Jason, because everybody took a shit fit on the last movie, A New Beginning, because it was Roy Burns, a damn paramedic, like I talked about in my previous video, but this time it's actually Jason freaking Voorhees. There's a lot of great moments in this, and I'm going to try to get to them as fast as I can for the time that I got, but my best and favorite moment in Friday the 13th Jason Lives is the very beginning. By the way, Tommy Jarvis does return, the character of Tommy Jarvis, this time played by Tom Matthews. And him and his buddy Hawes go to the cemetery to dig up Jason, because Tommy keeps having nightmares and visions of Jason like he did in Part 5, A New Beginning. So he wants to make sure Jason's actually in the ground, 6 feet deep, and he wants to desecrate and burn the body. So my favorite best moment is Jason rising up from the grave and coming back from the dead, turning into the zombified Jason. We get the zombified Jason from here on out in the Friday the 13th series. Anyways, moving on. Tommy, like an idiot, digs up the grave of Jason. There's his body. It shows it all nice and decayed, cobwebbed, and all maggots crawling in and out of his decayed body. And he decides to go buck nutty and have a flashback of when he was chopping him up as a little kid as Corey Feldman. So he takes a metal rod from one of the cemetery gates and shoves it down into Jason, and lightning strikes it, and Jason's eye opens up. And just like Frankenstein, Jason is reborn. This is my best and favorite moment of Jason Lives, Friday the 13th, Part 6. And then Jason comes up and Mortal Kombat heart punches Hawes, tears his heart out. And then Hawes falls down into the grave in the casket where Jason once laid. And then Jason stands up and puts on the iconic hockey mask, turns around, and we get the James Bond intro like we do in the James Bond movies. The eyeball shot. Jason walks across the eyeball and then slashes, and blood goes everywhere. And then the intro credits. That is my best and favorite moment of Jason Lives, Friday the 13th, Part 6. Just when he turns around with the mask, and then the James Bond beginning, the James Bond intro. Freaking badass. Brings in Jennifer Cook from the V miniseries back then. Beautiful blonde, oh yeah, smoking hot blonde Jennifer Cook. Plays the character of Megan, which is Tommy Jarvis's love interest throughout the movie. Great scenes between them two. Any moment and scene with Sheriff Garris, Megan's father, who is the sheriff now. By the way, they changed the name to from Camp Crystal Lake to Camp Forest Green, but that doesn't change Jason's mind. But any scenes with the sheriff, who's always busting Tommy's balls and threatening Tommy, is badass. There's some great dialogue between Tommy and the Sheriff Garris, Megan's father. I freaking love it. When he throws Tommy into the slammer, because Tommy runs to the police station to warn him that Jason is back and Jason is alive. He puts him in there and he's like, either you lie down and get some sleep, or I'm going to come in there and put you out. You're going to be sorry, Sheriff. You're going to be sorry if you don't shut up. Great scenes. Every scene with Tommy and the Sheriff is freaking badass. I don't have time to go through them all, but you've seen the movie. Go back and watch the movie. All the dialogue with them, ball busting each other back and forth throughout the movie is just freaking badass. I love it. Pretty decent cast of characters. You got the character of Court. Another good scene is he's got Darcy DeMoss out in the woods in the Winnebago, and they're out there doing the jumping jack flash dance out in the Winnebago. And Jason shows up, pulls the plug on the music. They have to stop doing the limbo dimbo dumble do. And Court goes out and checks it out, and they're looking out in the woods, and he's like, "What if it's that guy Jason? There's somebody out there." And Darcy DeMoss, by the way, Darcy DeMoss played in Can't Buy Me Love a year later in 1987, and she's freaking hot. But anyways, they get back into Winnebago and they take off because they know somebody's out there, but too late. Jason has already snuck into the Winnebago. Darcy DeMoss gets her face smashed into the Winnebago wall in the bathroom while Court is jamming out to Alice Cooper, Teenage Frankenstein in the front seat and bobbing his head, and Jason slowly walking up behind him and rams the knife right through his skull. Winnebago flips, lands on its side. Jason, with the Winnebago on the side of the road, busts open the door, stands up, and stands there like a badass boss. By the way, Jason is played by C.J. Graham in this sequel, one of my favorite Jasons to play, and don the hockey mask. Big 6'3" former Marine, C.J. Graham. And Alice Cooper does the soundtrack of Friday the 13th Part 6, Jason Lives. There was actually a music video on MTV back then, and us kids loved it. Man Behind the Mask. This, to me, and probably statistically, too, Friday the 13th Part 6, Jason Lives was probably one of the most highly publicized Friday the 13th back then because it came right into the MTV era when MTV was skyrocketing and on top of the world. So, yeah, we got Man Behind the Mask by Alice Cooper. We got Animal. We got Teenage Frankenstein. The whole soundtrack done by Alice Cooper. Badass. There's some badass kills in this movie. Go back and watch them. The body count in this movie is the highest out of any of the Friday the 13th movies. There's 18 bodies in this body count. The gravedigger gets the bottle to the neck, and the blood comes pouring out of the bottle snout. You get the paintball scene where the company executives are out there paintballing. Jason jumps out of a tree and beheads all three people, just like that. That's a badass scene. Just some great freaking kills, some great moments, great scenes in Friday the 13th Part 6, Jason Lives. Again, C.J. Graham is a Jason Voorhees boss. One of my favorites in the series. And I can't brag about C.J. Graham's performance as Jason enough. Something different in this movie. They actually have little kids, 2 cabins full of girls and boys in this movie. That hadn't been seen in the Friday the 13th movies yet, but Jason doesn't harm any of the kids, but there is a great moment where one of the little girls is aware that Jason's out there stalking around, the little girl Nancy, and Jason walks into the cabin where she's at and then turns around and notices that she's awake, and then he's slowly bending over Nancy, and you don't know if he's going to kill her or not, but he doesn't. He gets distracted because that's when Sheriff Garrison and the other police officers show up, so he gets up and walks away. That's a great moment, great scene. Sheriff Garrison getting bent backwards like a body's not supposed to bend. That's a great kill. There's another head squeeze with one of the deputies. What scary man? You know what part I'm talking about? Gets his head squeezed, splutch, gone. But great freaking movie. I love this sequel. I can't talk about it enough. Tom Matthews does pretty good as Tommy Jarvis, and he is an iconic Tommy Jarvis throughout the rest of the series. Plays in fan films throughout the years, and he's in the video game, and his likeness and voice of Tommy Jarvis is out there everywhere in the Friday the 13th universe. But again, go back and watch this movie. This is my second favorite behind Friday the 13th Part 2. I love it. The soundtrack's great. Great kills, great moments. I only had a little bit of time to go through some of the best moments and best scenes, but you tell me in the comments what some of your best moments and some of your favorite scenes and kills are. And then we'll take it from there. But by the way, guys, I love doing this. I love the Friday the 13th series. I'm having a blast doing the best moments of the Friday the 13th series. And if you guys like it too, hit the thumbs up button. Smash the like button. Give me a like. If you really love these videos, subscribe to the channel. If you're in love with these videos, become a member of the channel. I offer a membership package. We do live stream members only trivia. Become a member of the channel. Until then, go back and watch Friday the 13th Part Part 6, Jason Lives. It's a fun-ass, great movie. It's a comedy spoof at the same time. Great moments, great kills. Until then, on the Maestro Megatron, thanks for stopping by. Hope you enjoyed the video. Stay spooky, stay scared, and beware of the boogeyman. In court driving the Winnebago, bobbing his head to Teenage Frankenstein like an idiot.